Ever wake up from a dream and think, wow, that felt like more than just my brain making stuff up? You know what I mean? Like there was a
Like there's
message in there, a little glimpse behind the curtain of reality.
Yeah, that sense of something just beyond our grasp in a vivid dream is kind of the heart of what we're looking at today, right? Goes to some pretty big questions about the nature of dreams and where they come from.
Exactly. Today we're diving deep, no pun intended, into the world of dreams. But specifically, we're going to explore how dreams connect us to time and space, and how they can act as a conduit for messages from what the Law of One calls higher densities.
This deep dive is going to be based on explorations of the law of one material, which offers a really unique lens on all of this. So we'll be unpacking key concepts about dreams, about time and space, and about communication with the higher self, and even with other beings in higher densities, all as described in this framework.
So basically, for everyone listening, we're going to try to make these kind of complex ideas a little more digestible, pull out some surprising insights, and maybe even give you some practical takeaways about what your dreams might be telling you.
Yes.
So, um, where do we even start with this? I mean,
Yeah.
the Law of One says dreams are more than just the brain sorting through the day's events, that they're a form of communication. What's the core idea there?
Well, the Law of One really emphasizes dreams as a bridge between the conscious and unconscious mind.
Okay.
But it's even more than that. It's a bridge between physical reality, what they call space-time, and then this metaphysical reality called time-space.
Space-time and time-space. I
Yeah,
think those terms are going to be really important as we go along.
they are.
So let's stick with dreams as communication for a sec. The
Yeah.
Law of One also mentions how dreams can actually reveal blockages in our energy centers, the chakras. How does that work?
So the idea here is that the seemingly random stuff that our minds cook up at night can reflect our energetic well-being. Like recurring dreams often point to unresolved issues or imbalances in our energy flow.
Hmm.
And the Law of One suggests that the symbolism of dreams can actually give us clues to heal and shift perspective to unblock those energy centers.
So like someone who keeps dreaming about being lost
Yeah.
or not being able to move forward, what kind of blockage might that be connected to?
Good question. If we're talking about the chakras, that kind of dream could point to a blockage in the root chakra, which is also called the red ray center.
Okay.
And the root chakra is all about our foundation, our sense of safety and security in the world. If you're always dreaming about conflict in your relationships, like arguments or betrayals, that could be linked to a blockage in the sacral chakra or the orange ray center. That's the center that's all about connections and our sense of self within those connections.
Makes sense.
And then dreams with lots of intense sadness or grief might be connected to the heart chakra, the green ray center. That's where we process emotions like love and compassion.
Right, right. So it's like our subconscious is using dream imagery to literally show us where the energy isn't flowing the way it should.
Right.
Interesting. Now, there's also this idea that some dreams aren't just personal, they're what the Law of One calls visionary dreams.
Yeah, visionary dreams come from what the Law of One calls the roots of the mind.
Okay.
And these aren't just about us, they can actually serve a purpose for the whole collective.
Huh.
Think of those stories throughout history about people having dreams that seemed to offer guidance or insights that resonated with lots of people.
Right.
Dreams that maybe contributed to some kind of spiritual or social change. These visionary dreams can actually have a ripple effect and touch a lot of lives.
Almost like a universal download, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's strange how a dream can feel so short when we wake up just a few minutes. But the Law of One says the healing that happens in dreams occurs in time-space, and that time-space operates completely differently than space-time.
That's a key point. Time-space isn't like another location. It's more about a different way of experiencing reality.
I see.
Time-space isn't linear like it is in our everyday experience. It's more like all moments are happening at the same time.
Whoa.
It's the natural realm of consciousness. So even if a dream feels really short from our perspective, the healing and processing happening in that time-space realm can be way deeper than you might think. It's not bound by our usual sense of time.
So dreams are this bridge to our subconscious, maybe even to higher realms, and they can actually help us heal energetically. Okay, so how about lucid dreaming? That's where you know you're dreaming right. The Law of One suggests this can be a powerful tool for spiritual work.
Totally. Lucid dreaming is a huge opportunity for inner work. The Law of One indicates that for people who are consciously on a spiritual path, lucid dreaming can become a very effective practice for engaging with the dream state intentionally.
Oh, so it's like you can interact with the dream, maybe even ask for guidance or information directly?
Exactly. As we grow spiritually, we can actually use lucid dreaming to connect with spiritual guides, beings from higher densities, and even our own higher self.
Fascinating.
It's about reaching out for deeper understanding, for those teachings that are ready for us. And a lot of times this involves setting a clear intention before sleep, almost like sending out a request to the universe of your own consciousness.
Okay, so lucid dreaming is super interesting. But before we even get to that, how do we even remember our dreams well enough to work with them? They fade so quickly when we wake up.
Dream recall is huge. The Law of One is very clear about that. And they give a really simple but powerful piece of advice. As soon as you wake up, write down anything you remember from your dreams. It doesn't matter if it makes sense, just get it down. Images, feelings, even just random words. This really helps train your mind to remember dreams better, and that helps you to understand what they're telling you.
So it's like working out a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
Right.
Now let's talk about that mind-bending idea of time-space being nonlinear. How does this affect what we experience in dreams?
Well, the nonlinear nature of time-space is super important for understanding the weird parts of dreaming,
Okay.
because our higher self exists and operates in this realm where time is all happening at once. It's got a much bigger perspective than we do down here in space-time.
So our higher self isn't just like a future version of us in a straight line. It's like outside of that line completely.
Right. And because of that simultaneous existence of all moments in time-space, the Law of One says some dreams might actually be glimpses into what we think of as parallel lives. Other versions of us living different lives all at the same time.
Wow.
And our higher self, in its wisdom, might allow us to see these glimpses as part of our learning process.
Whoa. So parallel lives could show up in our dreams. It makes you think about those really vivid dreams where you're somewhere you've never been or you're someone you don't recognize. Then there's precognitive dreams where we seem to dream about something before it happens in real life. How does that fit in?
Well, if past, present, and future all exist at the same time in time-space, then it makes sense that our dreaming minds could tap into experiences that haven't happened yet in our linear time.
Oh, wow.
The Law of One says that people who have a strong and active heart chakra, the green ray center, and higher energy centers, may be more likely to have precognitive dreams.
Interesting. So it's not like seeing the future in a crystal ball. It's
Yeah.
more about connecting to this deeper level where all time is one.
Yeah. And to bring it back to the higher self, the Law of One says it exists in what they call mid-sixth density consciousness, completely outside of our experience of linear time. So the guidance we get in dreams could be coming directly from this more evolved version of ourselves, offering wisdom from a wider view.
Like our future self talking to us. So cool. Um, let's shift gears for a bit and talk about some of the more, well, esoteric concepts, like dream walking and astral projection.
Right.
How do those relate to dreams and connecting with higher densities?
All right, so dream walking, according to the Law of One, is when someone intentionally enters the dreamscape of another person.
Okay.
And it's often motivated by what they call service to others. It's about wanting to help or heal another being.
Right.
This is possible because of the way time-space works. It allows beings with a higher consciousness, or what they call wanderers, to do this.
So it's not just about our own little dream bubble, it's about interacting with someone else's.
Right. It takes a lot of awareness and intention. Now, astral projection is a little different. It's when consciousness, or the soul, separates from the physical body to explore higher realms. The Law of One says this is possible because of what they call the indigo ray body, which is connected to the third eye chakra and is like a gateway to what they call intelligent infinity. That's the fundamental consciousness of the universe. And this ability to move freely in time-space lets us explore beyond the limits of physical reality.
So dreaming is like something that happens to us, but astral projection is more of an active choice.
That's a good way to put it. They're different in terms of how aware you are, how much control you have, what the purpose is, and even what energy body is involved. Astral projection can lead to more direct and conscious interactions with beings from higher densities, while dreaming is usually more symbolic.
I see. Now, how does lucid dreaming fit in with all this?
Lucid dreaming can actually be a great bridge between regular dreaming and these more expanded states of consciousness. When you're lucid, you can choose to connect with your higher self for insights and guidance. You might also be more open to receiving symbolic messages from beings of the Confederation, which is the group that the entity Ra, the source of the Law of One material, identifies with. And because of the whole nonlinear time thing, some people use lucid dreaming to explore possible futures, although that's pretty advanced. But again, setting a clear intention before you fall asleep is key here.
Intention, intention, intention. It seems like that's the common thread here, setting that clear focus for what you want to experience or learn in the dream realm. Now we've covered communication and meeting other beings. What about dreams and healing?
Hmm.
Helping us find balance and all that.
That's a big part of what dreams are for, according to the Law of One. They're a natural healing mechanism. They help us process and correct the energetic distortions we pick up in our daily lives. It's like a bridge between our conscious and unconscious minds, letting us work through imbalances in our chakras and bring things back into alignment.
So if we don't sleep enough, or if you're always blocking out our dreams, could that actually cause energetic problems?
It's possible. The Law of One suggests that we need enough dream time to keep our energy in harmony. Having trouble remembering dreams might even be a sign of some blockage that's stopping us from processing things on a conscious level, which could lead to bigger problems down the road.
You mentioned earlier how different themes in dreams can be linked to specific chakra imbalances. Can you talk more about that?
Sure, so let's say you keep having dreams about survival or scarcity or feeling unsafe. That might mean you need to work on your root chakra, the red ray center, which, as we said, is all about feeling grounded and secure.
Right.
Dreams with lots of emotional wounds, like loss or betrayal, could point to a need for healing in the heart chakra, the green ray center, which is about love, compassion, and forgiveness. And when we start talking about the higher chakras, more mystical or symbolic dreams could mean that the third eye chakra, the indigo ray center, is opening up. That's the chakra associated with intuition and higher perception.
So it's like our energy system is talking to us, showing us where we need to focus our attention and healing. Okay, what about karma? The Law of One says dreams can help us balance our karmic debts. How does that work?
Because time-space lets us access what we think of as past lives, dreams can bring up those unresolved karmic patterns. They might show us scenarios, emotions, or even specific people from past lives, giving us a chance to respond differently than we did back then. By making a different choice in the dream, we can start to shift that karmic energy.
So it's not just watching a replay of the past. It's like we get to interact with it
Yeah.
and maybe change the outcome.
Exactly. And our higher self is guiding this process, not by writing a script for the dream, but by letting our subconscious bring up these karmic catalysts, these unresolved experiences, in a symbolic way that we can hopefully understand. And for those who are practicing lucid dreaming, they can actually use it to intentionally work on karmic healing.
That's intense. Now, what about those dreams that just keep repeating? The ones with the same scenarios or feelings? What are they trying to tell us?
Those repeating dreams are often strong signs of something that's blocked or unresolved. They're like red flags from our subconscious.
Hmm.
By paying attention to how we feel in those dreams, we can often get a sense of which chakra or what area of our lives needs attention. And this is where keeping a dream journal comes in handy. You can start to see those recurring themes and the emotions that go with them. And it's important to remember that even nightmares, as scary as they can be, are actually messages from our inner selves. They're pointing out places where we need to heal. When we work with the symbols and the emotions in nightmares, we can actually grow and become more aligned within ourselves.
So instead of just trying to forget a nightmare, we should try to figure out what it's trying to show us.
Definitely. Nightmares aren't just random scary stories. They're trying to tell us something important. When we listen to them, we can learn a lot about ourselves.
This has been so insightful. Now, how do we take all this dream wisdom and apply it to our waking life? How do we make it practical for our everyday experience and how we're growing as people?
Well, the first thing is to realize that what we see in our dreams, the themes, the feelings, the symbols, they often reflect the challenges we're facing in our waking life and the things we're learning on a soul level. Keeping a dream journal is super helpful for starting to see those connections.
It's like having a personalized instruction manual for our lives, written in the language of our subconscious.
Exactly. The next step is to think about what our dreams are telling us and how we can use that information in our everyday life. If a dream triggers a strong emotion, we should explore that emotion when we're awake. If a dream highlights a problem in a relationship, we can use that to think about what's really going on. And if we receive guidance that feels like it's coming from somewhere higher, we can meditate on how to apply that wisdom in our lives.
So it's not just analyzing the dream, it's taking action based on what we've learned.
That's it. The Law of One sees dreams as a direct path to self-awareness and transformation. When we engage with our dreams, we can actually speed up our spiritual growth, aligning more with love, wisdom, and unity.
Powerful stuff.
Setting intentions before we fall asleep is another great way to do this. Ask for guidance, ask for deeper understanding, or just ask to remember your dreams better.
So for those who have trouble remembering their dreams, what can they do?
It all comes down to honoring the process. When we go to sleep, we can set the intention to remember our dreams. Then, as soon as we wake up, even if it's just a tiny bit, we should write it down.
Okay.
This tells our subconscious mind that dreams are important. And using affirmations before bed, like, I will remember my dreams clearly and understand their meaning, can really open up that connection to the higher self, which, as we talked about, is often easiest to access when we're dreaming.
So let's sum up. What are some things listeners can start doing tonight to tap into their dream wisdom?
Start or keep a dream journal. Even a few notes are better than nothing. Look for patterns and themes. Pay attention to how you feel in your dreams. Meditate on those messages and feelings.
Right.
And most importantly, think about how your dreams connect to your waking life. What actions can you take? Maybe it's addressing an emotional issue, or working on a relationship, or even just reflecting on a possible past life. And don't forget to set an intention before bed, whether it's for guidance or understanding or just remembering your dreams better.
This has been an amazing deep dive into dreams. What are the key takeaways?
Remember that dreams aren't random. They're often direct messages from your higher self, connecting your everyday experience with a deeper reality. The symbols, the themes, the emotions in your dreams, they're often tied to your energy centers and can show you where you need to heal or grow.
Right.
The way time works in dreams means you can even have glimpses of the future or see echoes of other lifetimes. Lucid dreaming can be a gateway to communicate with higher aspects of yourself and other beings. And finally, engaging with your dreams and really thinking about them is a powerful way to heal and understand your karmic path.
So as you drift off to sleep tonight, remember that you're not just resting, you're entering a world of possibilities for healing, guidance, and connecting with deeper truths. Think about this every night. You have a direct line to your own highest wisdom. What amazing messages are waiting for you in your dreams?
We encourage you to keep exploring the law of one and to pay close attention to your dreams. They're a powerful tool on your spiritual journey, offering insights that are just for you.
Thanks for joining us.
It was a pleasure being here.